political dispensation, um, I want to run for the Senate, Lagos Central in Lagos State.
And what has been your experience in the last 4 years? But I know that you've been around for several years. Maybe you can tell us a bit about how.
The last 7 years, so to speak, I've been the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, and I've been very, very involved in the activities of the Assembly. I've been able to contribute to debates, motions, and bills in the State House of Assembly. I've also been able to interact with stakeholders in every bills. Not all the bills being passed by the State Assembly. Have been ever present during all these public hearing, and have been responsible to respond to concerns, questions, comments of all stakeholders, the different bills that we have passed, and we've done that admirably to um, we've done that admirably, and I think we are doing very well.
Let's talk about your decision to go for Senate. What prompted it?
Yeah, my decision is simple to go to. I've been being a legislator for almost 11 years, because you will recall that I ran for the State Assembly 1999 to 2003. I was there, and I was also the senior special assistant to Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu until 2007. And I came back to the house in 2015. And the next thing is that I want to advance my career in the legislative area. And I found out that out of all the contestants now, I'm the only one with like 11 years experience. And then going forward, by next year when we'll be leaving, I will have had 12 years of legislative experience under my belt. There is none of them that has up to 2 years legislative experience, and the legislature is a very specialized field. It's something that you need to know, something that you need to work on, something that you need to study. And beyond all what happens outside, you need to be involved to experience it. And having been one of the five honorable members sponsored by the US government to understudy the US Congress in year 2000, and five states like Nebraska, Mississippi, and Nebraska, Mississippi, and I think went to Louisiana also, and sponsored by the US government. That experience has also been very, very useful. So I can distinguish between the two, and now it works over there, and now we're trying to do RBJ.
Let's talk about your area. I know that many people might not um, understand or know the how wide the area is. Can you give us an idea of the space?
My area is Lagos Island. For the Lagos Central,
Yes.
Lagos Central is comprises of Apapa for the old local government, and for what we use in Lagos State is Apapa and Apapa Igono LCDA of Surulere local government, which we have Surulere local government, Tirekate LCDA, Okaguda LCDA, Lagos Island, which comprises of Lagos Island and Lagos Island East LCDA, Lagos Mainland, which comprises of Lagos Mainland local government and Yaba LCDA, Etiosa local government, which comprises of Etiosa local government, Ikoyi Obalende LCDA, Iru Victoria Island LCDA, Etiosa local government, and Etiosa East LCDA. That will be my.
Let me take you back. How did politics start for you? At what point did you decide? Let me go into politics?
Well, I think that I've been playing politics since my university day. I contested and won the director of sports in the State University then, um, during the 85, 86 session. And I led the Ogun State University to the NUGA. That was how my involvement started. So when I got back and then started work, there was this new parties being floated by government. SDP had announced it. So because I have progressive inclination, I joined SDP on impulse. So I thought that would be it. But along the line, when it was time to now to choose the executive of the party, so the boys in my area, they were the youth, so to speak, wanted to be involved, but they were being not given enough chance by the elders. So out of the 27 positions available, the elders were only willing to give just one to the youth of the area. So when we were deliberating, I decided that I'm going to follow them to the next meeting. I was already a member, having gotten the card. I went with them. We agitated. They didn't budge. So at the end of the day, it came to elections. So and during the elections, we were able to place like 25 seats, and most of us were under 30 then. So over then, from then, I was able to contribute to the emergence of Demola Adele as the mayor of Lagos, the chairman of Lagos Island local government. And because that administration was very resourceful, very dynamic, he involved all the chairmen of the party. And to say the least is that, there was a clear demarcation or tendencies, the Ashe, the Primrose, the Daudu faction. So we belong to the Primrose. That were those who wanted Sarumi to become the governor. So you just got involved without you knowing. So by the time you wanted to pull out, it becomes very, very difficult. You have seen that you have put in so many years into it. And along the line, after you voted Abiola, how you voted Abiola and the election was annulled, I had to join the resistance, join the Nadeco to fight for the realization of June 12. So to speak that in 1991 and 1992, I also contested during the SDP I ran for the House of Assembly. In 1991, I was told to step back that I was young, I was not married then. I ran for the House of Reps again. 3 days to the primaries, my coordinator was brought out to run instead of me dodging under the whatever that I was young. But I can say that in 1999, it was the political class that now asked me, what do you want? You've seen all your contributions, especially during the struggle. You've seen your contribution. Do you want to go to House of Assembly or House of Reps? So House of Assembly came before House of Reps. I think there was like 5 months between the two. So I chose House of Assembly because they might change their mind. So I chose the House of Assembly and I became a member of the Lagos State House of Assembly. So I used to say that you can't recall us spending up to 500,000 or 1 million to become an honorable member. All you needed to do was buy forms. You don't give nobody money. Maybe when you go for visitation to your wards, buy minerals, but there was no money politics, and people were chosen basically based on their contribution to the realization of June 12. Only few were lucky to break in, maybe where they don't have the right personnel to occupy the post. So for me, that was it. And then I didn't win my re-election, and actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu gave me his SSA, Special Assistant on Political and Legislative Matter. So I did that in 2007. So and I've been around ever since. We have been chairman of Lagos Island Local Government from 2008 to 2014. I was the pioneer state secretary of APC in 2014 before I now ran for the House of Assembly, and eventually I won the election as the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly. And I've been around and I've been involved. So suffice to say that I've never changed party and I've never changed where I'm contesting from. Despite the fact that my official residence has been at Ikeja since 1999, that is Lagos West. I've never thought of running. I've never played opportunistic politics. I've been very steadfast and I've not changed party. Whenever I join a party, I've always been there.
What explains
Except
that? Does that say anything about you?
is my the fact that I'm emotionally stable and I'm not unduly ambitious, no inordinate ambition, like jumping from one party from APC to PDP or from Lagos West to Lagos Central and then what have you.
Let's talk about what's going on currently. About the race at the federal level, the countdown to the presidential, APC presidential elections. And all. How do you see all that is going on right now?
Well, it's normal politically for what is happening to happen, and the fact is sometimes it gives rise to people who are to manifest their innate character. Um, that's what I see it. And for me, I don't know. I'm supporting Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu without reservation because
Why?
I think it deserves it. It deserves it more than almost all of them. Like I said, he has never played opportunistic politics, and it was in AG, right? After the first election, almost were all the governorship seats decided were taken by the PDP, remaining only him. So it is easy and convenient for him to just join PDP, save his resources, save his head, because you know that you are the only one. So the next thing is that they will go for you and then destroy or take your Lagos or the Lagos state from him. But he was steadfast and then he joined Obasanjo, who was there, even intimidation, season of local government fund, we still find ways of being uh, uh, finding ways around it. We called it financial engineering. We found that if we have to rely on the federal boss or what is called the monthly allocation, we may not survive in Lagos. And don't forget that even then, Lagos was the dirtiest city. You recall, go through your papers, it was the dirtiest city in Africa, not even in Nigeria then. Now, turning Lagos to one of the most or the most beautiful state in Nigeria is not a joke. Even after that, he has tried AC, but will not because he doesn't. I'm admitting that he doesn't believe in the conservative ideas. So he remains a progressive politician until they were able to form a granite coalition that resulted in APC. Never joined. Look at almost all the politicians in Nigeria. They will have joined from APC to PDP to APC, and then this man was steadfast, was focused, and then he helped APC to win the presidential election. Even run down to 2019 election, Buhari's rating was at the lowest, and anybody who wants to save his head would have said, "Okay, let me just run or do something that will save my own." He said that he doesn't believe in that. We are going to campaign. Let the people judge us, or if they reject us. We know that is their decision. We can live with that, but he still came back, joined Buhari to win that the election, and when you look at the history of APC, you know fully well that it is his party, AZN and CPC that joined together to form it, and then one has taken the shot at the presidency. So it makes sense that the other part of the coalition should produce the next president. Aside from that, there is always the understanding that it's going to be north and south to take it after each other. And then the north has done their 8 years, it's come to the south. In the south for APC, we only have southwest. The southeast is
Yes,
anti-APC.
APC.
The south is anti-APC. There is no point of giving your the prized assets
That's
to
what
those
to
who do not value it or who do not work for it. So naturally, we come to southwest. If it comes to southwest, where ACN then was dominant, you give it to the party. You can bring your whatever. And who was even the leader of ACN? Who went to the coalition with? Who were they sitting with? Was it not Ashwaju and Co? So it makes common sense. Everybody can say whatever and say, but when you look back at it, and then you know that the truth is, the most reasonable thing is give the thing to Ashwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And some people they said that why can't he nominate
somebody.
somebody? Why can't you not nominate this or nominate that? What about those he has nominated? Of what use have they been? Not to him alone, but to the people of the southwest. Ah well, so there is two ways to politics. Performing as whatever role that you are meant to play. Aside from that, empathy must be very kind to your people. They must know that you are in government, not necessarily dipping your hand into the purse or stealing to take care of them, but there must be of making sure that your people know that there is government, the governance is going on well. How many of them look at them, this or that and that? Where is that cluster that they have impacted positively? But in politics, you cannot send anybody away. But this judgment day for me, like I said earlier, it will actually will be the must be a great coward if he fails to run. He should run and let the people decide, but not that somebody will not say 3 weeks to okay, there will be consensus. So I'm now choosing. What kind of choice is that? Were you chosen during your time? You went through the election, so everybody must go through their bit. If voluntarily anybody withdraws from it, that is only is our own decision. But if they truly fear God, they truly believe in equity, they truly believe in hard work, they believe that people must be compensated for their hard work. I don't see any reason why it must not be anybody I met. And then what do you even look at? Aside from that, I'm not appealing to pity. I think that the man is a very brilliant scholar. Check his result. I've had the opportunity of going through his result during the crisis in the year 2000. I think you remember. And we found him to be a very, very brilliant scholar. Aside from that, when he was governor of Lagos State, he turned the fortune of Lagos State around. We talked about financial engineering. He brought last month. He brought new courtrooms. He revised upwardly the salaries of judges. So brought all these where you can go and get OPD, Office of Public Defender. If you don't have money, you can get lawyers free of charge, and then have people that will represent you. It was the one that brought BRT because by the time the BRT was already completed, the corridor was already completed. The only thing that was delaying the inauguration was that there was a pipeline, gas pipeline to be laid along that corridor, and they had to wait then, and then the buses were already procured. I'm not saying that subsequent governor did not add to the fleet, but the initial the way the corridor was done by Hajjibola Ahmed Tinubu. The first set of buses were bought by Hajjibola Ahmed Tinubu. He was even the one that started how to construct very durable roads for us. Formally, how were we constructing our roads? You put laterite, then you just put asphalt. You now found that don't last after 1 or 2 years. It goes bad, and they are the one they now experimented with what is called the Biola
Together.
you know, the one
Kudirat.
Kudrat Abiola,
Kudirat Abiola.
Kudrat Abiola way. It started with the Lawansin, the Awolowo Road, the Adeola Odeku, and we found out that since then, some of them they've not got it pothole. In Lagos right now, they did 10 of those roads, Broad Street, Balogun, Martins, Enamdi Azikiwe. He did all of those roads. In terms of his contribution, legacy is second to none. And I think that he's an hard worker. How can somebody talk about so many things? Somebody who will attend to people from 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. till 4 a.m. Every day. I say it's not strong. Those of us who are strong, let us attend to people like that and see what will be the result or consequence to our own health. If you are young, okay, let's give you just 3 months. Attend to people from 11 to 4 a.m. Do it. Attend to 4 a.m. Do it for 3 months. Let's see if you'll be the same person. And it means that as a listener here, he talks to people, knows their problem, trying to find solution. And I think Nigeria will gain tremendously from the presidency. But I have to say, is expected. This is season of lies. This is where you can twist events. This is where you can twist stories to where you fail to recognize your benefactor. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. But everybody knows the truth. Even if you don't know the truth, God knows the truth. And you yourself, within you, you know the truth. You knew when they were appointed or when they were selected, when they were chosen. And you say it is not so, all well and good. All we know is how many of them fought for democracy out of those people. How many of them were there when when they were doing Nadeco? What was their contribution? They will have joined some of us, even who are contesting the senatorial seat with me now, joined the interim government. They joined the interim government. Say they cannot suffer, they can't suffer. They joined the interim government. This man chose to be with the people, fought, got whatever, and the democracy was and came back to the country. And like I said, never we say is lady will not join PDP just because he believe that the ideals, conservative ideals doesn't believe in them. All of them share them. There's jumping from one party to the other. They are reaping where they did not sow. It is okay.
Let's talk about your growing up years. Where were you born and where did you grow?
I was born in Lagos, and I'm a prince of Lagos, and from Eshilokun royal family, by extension, Olubukuzere royal family. And I went to primary school there. I went to Jamaica Islamia and finished up with literature primary school. And like I told somebody, I was the head boy, and I had distinction. I went to Asabri College of, and I had grade one. I also attended Wasiu University and passed out in 1988 and
What course?
Bachelor of Agriculture honors with specialization in agricultural economics and then farm management. I was basically a science student. And then I've been to University of Lagos where I read a master's in international law and diplomacy. And I was still able to school 3.69 GPA. And then I had an opportunity to go to New York Institute of Management. I've been able to go to Harvard Law School. I've also been able to go to Harvard Kennedy School of Government. And I've been able to go to Lagos Business School. Lagos Business School. So that is that. And then I've worked severally with UTC. I worked as a Union Bank. I left Union Bank to go to university. So I was with Union Bank, managing even the mobile producing people's account. Even some of guys, guy like Mr. Oladuni, I can remember giving me opening his account at Union Bank, Akawa Street. Mr. Oladuni, I cannot forget because I opened his account for him at Union Bank, Akawa Street branch. So before I left for university, and then so I came back because I was into serious student activism. So in my third year, my GPA went down. Otherwise, from my first year, I was always the best in my faculty. Even in the final year, I was still the best, but it's cumulative GPA. So I left, and then maybe if I wasn't into activism student, I would have been a lecturer. But thank God I'm where I am. Thank God I'm where I am. So, and I've been a teacher at St. Gabriel's College for like 3 years. I've been a teacher, and I've been into agricultural consultancy. I was one that designed all the agricultural programs for the Mola Adelaide's regime between 1991 and 1993. I've even implemented some of the programs for him. So,
There's something I noticed about you, and it's also you also confirmed it recently. You have a way of keeping to time. You have a way of being principled on issues. You have a way if you say 10, it's 10. I mean, those kind of things. And I'm wondering, how did all of this develop in you? I mean, the general feeling is that for an average politician, they just give you an appointment and they don't keep to it. They don't even keep to that. But somehow, you've been very, very. I've been seeing that about you, and I'm wondering, how did you develop that habit? To,
I think that you believe that procrastination is the thief of time. Whatever you want to do and still continue to say, maybe later, later, later. I give time, I try to honor it because I know that I have other commitments along the line, and I think that even in the house, I will sometimes be the first to sit alone in the chamber. I will sit and wait for others, but I don't feel like taking the coffee. I will be the first to sit, and then my colleagues will meet me there. And then, you didn't come for coffee. I don't feel like taking coffee because I can feel that we have a duty at that chamber. So even the public area, whenever I don't wait for my colleagues to sit so that when I come they can stand up. No, I will be seated. When they come, we can greet each other. Everybody will start doing their job. I know when I'm there, the tendency is for people to
yeah, to
come.
come.
They will come, so we will start early. So, and also Senator Oluremi Tinubu also, and we were working with him, and working with Uva. You think that one gives you an appointment? The program is starting. Our program is starting by 9 a.m. We'll be at that venue by 7 a.m. Arranging, helping people to arrange here, organizing the item. So I think that it's one of the good quality that she has that we are trying to also imbibe because I don't like being late because I don't see the reason why I should be because you only prolong your day longer. You don't keep to your time.